My skills in Unreal Engine 5 just keep getting better. I started out with blank projects and wishful thinking, but right now I'm finally working on a true first-person survival horror game that will release on Steam. But it wasn't always like this. Exactly 1 year ago, I moved into a new house and started a new year of college. I had just finished working over the summer as a stagehand where I built the biggest concerts in Chicago, like Taylor Swift's $1 billion tour and the Drake and 21 Savage album rollout. But since I was a kid, I always imagined what it would be like to make video games. One day this video appeared in my recommended. Most people were excited about the games that would come out because of UE5's nanite and lumen technology, but I felt compelled to jump in and try and make my own. So with the money I saved over the summer, I bought a bunch of PC parts and built the most high-end PC I could afford. It came out to around $2,000, which is a hefty penny. I immediately downloaded Unreal Engine and was ecstatic about the game ideas I had floating around in my head. However, immediately after, I realized I might not be cut out for this. I had no idea what I was doing. Didn't even know C++ existed at the time and was entirely relying on random YouTube tutorials. So I decided that C++ was a little too complicated for me at that point and jumped into Blueprints, and I found some amazing tutorials that showed me around Unreal. For those of you that don't know, this tutorial should be everyone's first stop when learning Unreal. Unreal Sensei is a genius. I ended up making this landscape and this pretty sweet castle. My next idea was actually to try and make a game. I sunk all of my time and effort after school and work into Unreal Engine. I read online that solo developers, especially beginners, should avoid massive open world games and multiplayer. I knew this made a lot of sense as I was both a solo developer and even worse than a beginner, so I said, okay, I'll make a small multiplayer game. However, I needed an idea for a game, so besides playing around with Unreal, I really had no direction that I could take, so I decided to gather some inspiration. Me and my friends just started playing Lethal Company, and we were obsessed with it. The game was scary but hilarious at the same time.
I gotta go.
My brain sparked all of these crazy ideas, and I thought to myself that I could make a game like Lethal Company, but with a different premise. My idea was that you would search a world as a group of 4 and film yourself messing with a town's citizens. And then after a certain point, the town would call their bodyguards, aka freakish monsters, to come and scare you. If you survived, you would take the film back to your crib to upload it to like a fake YouTube. And then depending on how many citizens you assaulted, you would get views and money. Sounds like something else, I know. A lot of this project was janky and not working, but my favorite thing was this deadly washing machine I got working. I called the game Clout Chasers, the perfect title for the perfect premise based on a game that was already out and pretty much perfect. And then the bane of my existence appeared. Someone beat me to it. Content warning launched on Steam. It had everything I wanted in the game and more. And I hate to say it, but it was amazing.
Oh Jesus! Oh shit! Oh shit! It's the dog's coming! The dog's coming! The dog's coming! Oh, the dog's... It's the Bob guy! It's the Bob guy! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
It was Lethal Company, but for making funny videos in a scary environment. Very close to the premise I thought of. The game was perfect. I was pretty devastated. I thought I was so smart for thinking of such a thing. If only I was already experienced in game development, I could have made a good prototype and got it out. I had already created a bunch of the models and multiplayer was kinda working, but let's be real, Clout Chasers was probably never going to see the light of day. Yeah, it sounds cool and looks promising, but I was still in my early learning phase, and again, I had no idea what to do. So I decided to just play around with stuff. I went back to the drawing board. I was really focusing on getting a true first-person character to look good, but for some reason the walking backwards animations would not stop glitching. I had so many issues with this. I thought of an idea to make a single-player horror game where you were forced to become a RoboCop type of sci-fi dude, where they put your brain inside of a suit and you have to go investigate an uncontacted Aztec city that's still thriving, and obviously scary stuff would happen, but everything I thought of was just completely unattainable. I had no idea how to get the characters to work and the animations. I had no idea how to make assets. I was completely lost, and I couldn't do anything without a tutorial in front of my face. Nothing was going my way, and I was losing motivation fast. School was getting difficult, and I needed to work more hours to pay my way through college, so I had less and less time and drive to work on Unreal. So I stopped for a while. I went a couple months without doing anything. I still kept up with Unreal's free for the month assets, but that was pretty much it. This time I was truly and completely lost. That was until Epic Games released the game animation sample pack on June 12th of 2024, just around 3 months ago. I downloaded the project and immediately played around with it. My thoughts were that the animations looked so smooth right out of the box, so I immediately looked for tutorials on how to make the sample pack first person only, and I ended up finding this video. I joined their Discord server as well, and the devs in the server were a tremendous help. I had finally got a working true first person locomotion system. Now don't get me wrong, there are still a few issues, like the flashlight doesn't stay glued to the player's hand because the sample pack uses a different player skeleton, so it doesn't really match up with my custom character. But all of these issues are not game ending, which is important, and more importantly, I can hide these flaws pretty easily. I could already feel a different level of confidence when it came to this project. I had realized that I had started creating systems in the game without using tutorials, and I could find all the tools I needed right in Unreal Engine. I had finally escaped tutorial hell. My premise for this project is that it will be a small single-player horror game. The player is a graffiti artist that wanders up a mountain to get to a rural village, only to find strange and terrifying creations. The player's task is to leave a tag on the walls of shacks and other ruined buildings. Thus, the game is called Tagged. If you don't know already, a tag is sort of like an artistic signature for a graffiti artist. It can be their name or an original art piece, whatever really comes to mind. They are super common on trains and abandoned buildings, so typically what you see when you see graffiti. So without spoiling too much of this game, I'll just say that there's so much more to this village than it seems. The player will have voice lines, and they aren't just ambiguously going up to the mountain for no reason. I hate when things in horror games or video games in general just happen because it's a video game. It kind of ruins the immersion factor. I like there to be a story and like an explanation or like a reason, you know? It just doesn't make sense to just spawn in a rural mountain village for no reason. There's a reason you're there. There's a reason the creatures are appearing. There's lore, so on and so forth. There will be a story and more about this game in a future video, so just stay tuned. Also, I'm working on putting a demo together right now, so if a free demo is something you're interested in, let me know. I'm hoping you guys are excited about this game as much as I am. I've always been really bad at the promotion and advertising and stuff. It always feels kind of cringe to me, so I'm kind of hoping you guys will just do it for me. So please, if you don't mind wishlisting the game on Steam, in a future video I'll explain much more about the game, but wishlisting is free and greatly appreciated. And if you couldn't tell already, this is the first upload on this channel, so your boy probably got like 15 views and barely 2 subscribers. So if you want more updates on Tagged, or you just like devlogs, go ahead and subscribe and like the video. So yeah, I will be back soon. Thank you very much for watching, and peace.